Hey, how's it going there, YouTubers? I've been meaning to do a video like this for quite a long time. This is going to be a raw and uncut video on my spiritual experiences. So the reason you're here is because you want to find out what is the proper way to go on your spiritual journey. And I'm going to let you know that there isn't any right or wrong way, as long as you attempt on finding out what's more to life than the 9 to 5, the work, the anger, the hatred, the jealousy, and the envy. It hasn't been easy, and I will let you know, it is not easy. It's going to be one of the most difficult things you will ever do in your life. But I will tell you, in the ending, you will be okay. Everything will be all right, and the world will be a better place. Let me give you some of my background. When I lived in the Bronx, we were raised Catholic. Then from there, as far as my culture is concerned, they're with the Orishas, which is it is essentially a tribe, a Yoruba culture that comes from Nigeria, and we did that for a time, and then from there I became a Christian, and from there I don't know, I was just going through the motions, you know what I'm saying? And then finally, up until this one day, that was like about 4 or 5 years ago, I had this incident that I had an argument, and the toll bridge down here in Florida, and I was really upset because when I got home that night, I had obviously a 22 ounce of the Miller High Draft and whatnot, and I started to think, I'm like, why am I so angry? And since from that day on, I opened up and I went on my spiritual journey. Now, I would recommend everybody and anybody to go on a spiritual journey, because you will find out what's true to your heart. We live in a day and age that where there's 3 predominantly religions: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. And according to the information that I have uncovered, it leads me to believe that it's a religion of controlling, and that is something that I do not agree upon. See, because I really did knowledge of self, and I went on my numerology, and basically I don't like control. So that being said, I just wanted to share that point of view as far as what I believe in and the clear signs. Because in reality, it's not all about control. It's all about what would be the appropriate word? Letting go, believing. It's not all about control. And some people will argue till they can't breathe anymore that their way is the highway. I've come to a point in my time of spiritual experiences and knowledge that I've come to a conclusion that it's your God-given right to choose what you want to believe in. See, the world that I envision is that everybody and anybody can get together and believe in the greater good. And however it is that you want to practice your faith, you can do it. You know, the one thing that I would condone would be obviously, you know, for the polar opposites, because without one, there's not the other. Satanism, Luciferianism, and all that other stuff, the ones that twisted around and backed it up, because you're uncovering of spiritual knowledge will lead you to conclusions that will be true to yourself. And that's all that matters, because it doesn't matter what other people say. It what matters what you believe in and the stuff that you went through and your research. So going back to that example of me losing it at that place, I went on this journey that has to this day still lasting me. In that journey, I've traveled the world as far as knowledge is concerned, different cultures, religions, the ancient religions of the past, and it opens me up to a whole bunch of information that I would like to share with the world, because if the world knew just how powerful a human being is, there wouldn't be all this, well, let's just say that there would be a better situation instead of it just having nothing but wars. So from there, I just opened up a wealth of knowledge as far as spiritual knowledge is concerned. I learned about the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, Hermeticism, Hindu, Vedus, the hippie type of Indian culture. Obviously, I have broadened my knowledge on the Mayans and whatnot, and the Egyptian cultures, and as far as the Bible is concerned, reading about certain centuries and groups on how they took out certain parts of the Bible that it is today, and it's all about control and whatnot. You know, I'm not trying to say anything bad about the Bible. After all, my research has uncovered that it is true that what Jesus Christ, and in certain circles he has different names, Jeshua for one, the kingdom is within you. That I can definitely attest to. Because if you want to break it down to it fundamentally, we are all universes. Yeah, I kid you not. We have little cells that have little, they're basically alive. Our brain is like the universe, as far as it being infinite with knowledge and abundance. And of course our reproductive systems that creates life with the O, the female, the night, whatever you want to call her. You see, we are all one. Always remember that. Male and female are representations of God, and when they come together, they create life. So once you break that down, then you can start opening up the beautiful experiences to what this world is really in. Now I want to start talking about angel numbers, because I started to experience this, what I would never forget, when I was working at a company that I did not agree as far as my whole philosophy. It was against my beliefs, but I had to work there because, you know, we live in a world that where if you do not work, you do not eat. And I started to notice, I remember when I first experienced it, it was, I was sitting behind the desk in front of my computer, and when I looked at the time, it was 111. I didn't think about nothing, but then second time I looked at the clock, it was 222. Then I was like, what? I still ignored it. But the third time, then when I saw the clock and it was 333, I knew that wasn't a coincidence, and I knew that there was something greater that's going on. And from that day forward, that's all I've been seeing. It's triple numbers: 1111, 777, 444, 333, 222, 666, you name it. And I have experienced it. And that what it basically is that you're in touch with the higher realm, which is the spiritual realm, which is we live in a reality that where there's different levels of existence, according to the knowledge that I've uncovered, and that there are 13 levels that one can master to get to the level of back to God. Because when you break it down, we are all a representation of God. Therefore, we are God. He's our Father. We're His Son. We are one. Best example could be the coral reefs. If you do some research, you do some research on coral reefs, and also with the geometry, you would it's called fractal, and then you will start to understand my philosophy behind what I just stated. But it is a fact that we are gods, we are representation of God, and that we could get back to the source, because the source is nothing but love. And according to what I've learned is that past ninth level, there's no negative forces that can get up there, so you'll be straight. So we're so powerful that we can jump. We could do leapfrogging. We could go from 3 to 5 to 9 to 15 to 13th level, which is the closest level that you can ever get to the true source, the one and only God, the Father. And it's true. There's some circles that would disagree that there wasn't such thing as Jesus. There was someone named, someone that fit that character and whatnot. Your research will definitely uncover certain texts, certain writings that will put forth arguments that you haven't heard before. And the one thing that I can definitely say is that the kingdom is within. You have to understand that we live in a reality that, first and foremost, we are eternal souls. We reincarnate into this world because we have to help to bring this world to have this world vibrate at a higher vibration. You see, we have to bring the world to the fifth dimension, all the way up to the point of where we're almost close to God, because the world that we live in, Earth, round, because as far as flat Earth theory, that is just for the spiritual levels and whatnot, the different dimensions. But we are a part of different religions. We are a part of the Earth, and the Earth is a part of us. So we have to do our part to have a better future for tomorrow. Not have a future that where we will, like the movies and whatnot, like Terminator and whatnot. I don't want a world like that. The world that I would like would be more like Star Trek, The Next Generation, more like that, more along the lines of Deep Space Nine, because obviously you have to be realistic when you're dealing with this reality and whatnot. But I will tell you something, my knowledge has uncovered that life does exist in each and every form, in every way possible. So there's life that exists in all different levels and dimensions, and okay. You have to just really do your research, and then you'll be able to come to the conclusions that I just came to about life and where they can exist and whatnot. Sorry about that. I'm not sure where that happened, but Yeah, so right now I wanted to let you know that what you're going to be going through is going to be the best blessings that you could ever go through in your life, because you're going to change your entire process of thinking, of feeling, of understanding. I'm telling you, because once you start to uncover the truths, uh, you would literally change the way you look, the way you eat, the way you feel. I mean, you have a lot of work cut out in front of you. And you will run into resistance, specifically from those three religions that I mentioned earlier: Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. The only thing that I can say is you bless their heart, because it's their way of giving thanks, of praising the one and only, even though it's controlling and whatnot. I mean, I don't condemn anybody to hell. I will tell you this though: if you do not believe that you are eternal, you will cease to exist. I wanted it to point out also that in order for you to make it to the next level, the best thing that you should do is always try to be a service to others, or just help other people out. All it takes is 51%, and you graduated into the next level, because it's all about graduating into next levels. We live in a spiritual reality that where it is our eternal goal to get back to the source, and that's doing positive things. And the best example I could give you was to look at Stargate SG-1, the series. It's more close along those lines. At least that's what my own truth has uncovered in my intuition and whatnot. Also, I have to let you know that I've also, along my spiritual journey, I have practiced meditation, and I would recommend meditation for you to go on the spiritual journey, because the whole point of the spiritual journey is for you to be able to be mind, body, and one. So it all revolves around the way that you think, when you wake up, how you feel, because the knowledge that you uncover, it's going to be incredible. You're going to learn so many things, scientifics, I mean, everything. And all those feelings that you go through is not for vain. It will come back. It's like a boomerang effect, a mirror, or whatever it is you want to call it. Once you start to understand that, then you could definitely get closer to your whole purpose in life, which is to grow spiritually. You will go through hell, and I mean, as I've been meditating, old feelings conjured up, weird situations. I mean, I tell you, some of my meditation experiences have been very beautiful. Some things that I have witnessed are incredible. I just want to share with you this one particular moment that it was right when, I don't know, it was like a couple of years ago, and it was in this exact room. And I'm in between my wake and my sleep, or waking up, and there was these two beings standing right in front of me. They were light beings with like round faces and whatnot. So I looked up, and they looked at me, and then one of them, which is the furthest to the left, because there were two of them, looking down at me, one like this, boom, like boom. So I was like that, and I started laughing, and I was like, yo, that shit is not funny, you guys. And there's some other things that I've experienced too, and I will tell you, it's real. The the perfect scientific evidence that I could give you is do your research on Robert Monroe from the Monroe Institute. then you will understand what I'm referring to, because I've been using, because to that level, by me learning from Robert Monroe, I was able to utilize his patented binary beats or hemisync, and I was able to reach stages of consciousness now that have me in awe of the body and the chakra energies and the visions that I get. It's all related, and I would recommend everyone and anyone to go through this experience because it's beautiful. To make it a long story short, spiritual journey, in my opinion, is more of a study of self. You. Where do you come from? Who you are? Are you real? What's the purpose in life? All these questions are going to be popping up. And by you going through this, you're going to go through spiritual experiences and situations that's going to have you growing. And you will go through some ill experiences. And the only thing that I can say is that the bad experiences that you go through is just for you to learn and for you to grow spiritually. For the next time, you'll be able to outmaneuver, or you can sidestep that by other good deeds that you've done in the past, because there's a lot of knowledge for you to, it's a lot for you to grasp. This is going to be forever. This is going to be something that is not going to be simple. It's not going to be something that's going to be happening next week and then you're going to stop. This is going to be up until the day that you die. And always remember that you are an eternal soul having a human experience, and it is your job to uplift humanity and to guide it to a higher spiritual level, because that's what it's all about. Now, with balance, you can't go to the extremes. You have to have balance. You know, what I mean by balance, I mean, you know, there could be working out, you have your spiritual side taken care of, you have your nutrients taken care of, and then you also have your physicals taken care of, which is the most primitive side that you could ever have, and that has to deal with reproduction, obviously. But that part right there, you can always leave it in a void, because with that comes, it opens up a whole bunch of opportunities and situations that if you're not ready to, will put you on a different path. But other than that, you just have to come to a conclusion that you're going to stick with this until the rest of your days, and that you're going to dedicate your life to the service of others, helping people out, trying to uplift any person that you come through. Case in point would be, I'm going to give you this little homework for you to do, and then later on, a day or two, you come back and you comment about your experience, because this is all coming from my experience. I'm not some person that's just coming out here not having any experience whatsoever in this spiritual world that we're dealing with. I definitely want you to share your experiences. But that being said, it all starts with positive thinking. So, for instance, from the morning that you wake up until the morning that you go to sleep, it's going to be your responsibility to try to not think negatively. And what I mean by negativity is like past experiences that would conjure up, like the best example I could give is somebody cutting you off and almost having a car accident. And every time you think about that, it conjures up feelings and whatnot, and emotions and whatnot that are detrimental to your health. because that energy has to go somewhere. But that's for another day and another time, and I don't want to confuse you or anything, but leave that a part of your research. You're definitely going to have to switch your entire way of thinking. Like if you, for instance, you wake up in the morning time, you give thanks to God, you know, you drink your water, you do your foods, you give respects to the apples, to almost any life you're about to eat, and then you go out through the day, just trying to think of positive things, dreaming about how you can better the world, humanity, you know, things that you're passionate about. They could be gardening, but just try to maintain that positive level of thinking. So for when those negative situations come up, like somebody cuts you off or somebody's yelling at you or you just got dumped, then you can then you will learn how to maneuver from those emotions and feelings that you're going to come up, and then you're going to be able to rebound and come out living better and thinking positively. So that being said, I guarantee you that your attempt to think positively on a daily basis and you trying to help whoever comes across your path, try to uplift them, it will definitely come back to you. And within, I would have to say, within maybe 2 to 3 days, you will start to notice that you will start to experience negative situations. And then you'll be able to handle it. I mean, I'm not going to say that you're never going to go through anything negative. What I'm saying is that when you go through a negative thing, you're going to be coming like, okay, now the hard old question is going to be is what did I do for me to go through this experience? Why am I going through this experience, and how can I come out from this experience? And then you grow. Hey, we're going to end this now. I greatly appreciate you guys for those who stuck by the entire video about my spiritual experiences. This is just going to be the first of many. Like I said, this is raw and uncut. This is my first video ever on the subject. Well, not the first video, but I've definitely been wanting to share back to the world and letting know that if I can do it, so can you. Because later on in the videos, I'll be able to explain my background further, who I'm specifically going to be targeting, because it's going to be a certain point of our demographics that need to know that the world hasn't ended, and that the world, it's beautiful once you start to open up your mind and start to expanding things. Well, I greatly appreciate it. Like I said, you guys sticking with me for almost 30 minutes. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and let me know your experiences of that test for changing your thought patterns on a daily basis. Remember, peoples, this is a daily war. From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, you have to attempt to remain positive, vibrate on a positive level. All right, peoples? Appreciate you. Thank you for coming to my channel. Peace. And you'll be seeing more from me at a later time. Thank you.